That was okay. Okay. All right. Thank you.
You don't like Remember the Titans?
We'll get to it.
You're listening to the all-new Culture Cast, Chicagoland's finest podcast. Welcome back, everyone, to the all-new Culture Cast. I'm your host, Nick, and with me is...
The Gorehound.
Hey, Gorehound, how's life?
Life is stressful, but I'm podcasting, so I'm happy. How about yourself?
I guess about the same, but probably for different reasons.
Yeah.
But, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So, we got a lot of stuff going on tonight. What's going to be our general topic?
It's a weird one, kind of vague, kind of general, but it's pretty much movies that we don't like, or types of movies that we don't like, and things that we just don't want to watch.
Yeah, like some of it, just like pop culture things that we're not fans of.
Yeah.
So I guess this is going to be an episode full of contrarian thinking. So
Yeah. Because
there
because
you
a lot of
go.
times we're like, oh my gosh, I hate it when they do this, or I hate these things. And we thought, why not wrap that up into an entire podcast?
There could be multiple episodes dedicated to this because there are a lot of little and big things that pop culture entertainment does that either annoys me or annoys you that we can. There's a lot to divulge, but we got a certain amount of things to keep it manageable tonight, and I think we'll have some good conversation from it.
Yeah.
So before we jump into that, because I don't know, we'll probably get hate mail for it. Let's jump into some more positive things. What's been going on? Anything you've been watching or getting into?
Yeah, I've been watching Togetherness off of HBO with Mark Duplass. If
You would.
yeah, have you seen or heard this?
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's kind of depressing. It's like just middle-aged people who are just going through a whole bunch of shit, and there's not a whole lot of good things happening. I kind of came to the revelation that I think one of these guys is supposed to be infallible, where everything he does is supposed to be perfect, and I think that's what he was cast as. So if you're familiar with it, I think Alex is infallible. Just a theory in my mind where nothing he does is wrong. But besides that, I have not been watching. Oh, actually, I did watch it. Oh, I watched the new Terminator movie.
Oh,
With
how was it?
Arnold Schwarzenegger. It was awesome to see Arnold back in his role.
Hmm.
There was no 90s grunge about it.
Well, I would be surprised if there would
So
be.
I thought that they were going back to it because they brought Arnold back for a big portion of this movie, and I thought like they like learned from their mistakes in Salvation. And they were like, okay, we're gonna get back to it, but no, they kind of just kept with like the tone of Salvation. So, it was certainly not very good. Just another 3 out of 5. Nothing special about it. But I was entertained.
Okay, well that's good to know. I don't know if I'm ever going to watch that movie because I was disappointed by the reception and the main twist of the movie was spoiled for me. So it's like the John Connor twist.
Oh yeah, dude, there were so many plot holes. I was like, are they really doing this? And then they did something else, and I was like, are they really doing this too? And it just kept on compounding. But yeah, and then afterwards, I was like, oh my gosh, I was so let down with this movie, and so I started watching Terminator 2, and I was like,
The
oh
good
my
one.
gosh, this is awesome. But I was also lighting a fire that night, and in our fireplace, um,
No, just in general
in the
on the
middle of the
couch.
room. And then it started like backing up into the apartment, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, the fire alarm is gonna go off," and it kind of just ruined it. And I was just like, what are you gonna do? So, oh, what have you been watching?
Uh, not much, but I've been rewatching, not rewatching, I've been getting back into the TV show Empire, which has returned from its long hiatus.
Yes, you did the live tweets.
Yes, it was a last minute idea. I did a live tweet of Empire on our Twitter account.
Because why the hell not?
Yeah, I never did it before. I don't know if I did it good. I didn't know if I did it bad. I thought, this could be fun. Maybe it'll bring some more interest. So we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to do it again, but it was an interesting experiment. So
Yeah.
there you go. I've also been. You'll be proud of me. I've been listening to more podcasts.
There you go. Which ones?
Just one. A couple weeks ago when we were at C2E2, there's this panel I went to that was all about podcasting,
Hmm.
and it was a network like a geek. Oh my God.
Wait, are you listening to a podcast about podcasts?
I am
Oh my
actually.
gosh.
I can't think of the network. It was Geek. Uh, okay, a Gonna Geek Podcast Network. They had a panel there, and one of the panelists, one of the shows that's affiliated with this network, is about how to podcast. So yeah, I'm always looking for ways to make this show less terrible,
Hmm.
and I,
Good luck.
yeah, I know, right? Just little things. I feel we're decent so far. So I started listening to these guys because they do like how to podcast, how to better podcasting. That's the name of their podcast. So I listened to the first 2 or 3 episodes so far, and the stuff they're talking about, the very basic stuff, I think we have covered for the most part. But I'm looking forward to get more and more into it. I just want to start from the beginning. And one of the things that they talk about, and they talked about at the panel, was if you want to get a good audience, it's good to sign up with a network, like a
Hmm.
podcasting network. I thought that makes sense. But here's the downside. I did a Google search for like podcasting networks. I can't find any. I don't know how
Yeah.
to search for these things. Uh, Besides the Gonna Geek one, which I don't know if we would fall necessarily into because we talk about nerdy things, but it's not we're very general. We're very just pop culture. It's a wide net that we do. So I don't know if that would fall within what they're looking for.
Yeah.
And the other podcasting networks that I came across were professional podcasting networks, which I know would want nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
So I don't know. If you are listening out there that have a podcasting network, or you know of podcasting networks, send us a line. We'd be happy to hear from you about that. Um, yeah.
Yeah.
As a quick aside,
Yeah.
I came across the podcasting network that the Nerdist is a part of.
Yeah.
Chris Hardwick and his cronies.
Hmm.
You know, screw those guys. Only because I shouldn't say that. That makes me sound bitter. But what annoys me about it is they have like pictures like of their crew, their staff, and they're very amateur-looking pictures. Like they just took it with like a cell phone pic, and they're all doing goofy faces,
Yeah.
and that's fine. But they're trying to give the illusion that they're a amateur hobbyist
Oh
podcast.
my god, dude, no.
You're legit. You're a real thing. Just I guess that annoys me that they're trying to. It seems like they're trying to be like we're just like you. Like no, you get paid for this.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I don't know. That's just a little pet peeve of mine. But
Yeah. Can,
it's like
yeah.
yeah,
Can I throw in my aside also? Um,
yes.
for it's this unique podcast that I found like a few weeks ago. For a little insight into the Gorehound's life, he does cartography work. He is a GIS technician, and so I work with geospatial technologies and geospatial information. And so I wanted to find a podcast that actually catered to my job. I wanted
Oh yeah.
a GIS podcast. I don't want to, I listen to enough about pop culture, about news, about movies or music. I wanted something that talked about my job, what I was actually doing for 8 hours a day. And so I found this podcast, and I just thought it was the greatest because it's actually legit. They actually talk about like stuff that's relevant to my career, and it's as I mentioned, I deal with geospatial information because I'm a GIS technician, and this podcast is called A Very Spatial Podcast. Isn't that the greatest name for a GIS podcast catered to the Gorehound?
That's like right up your alley. You should contact them, be a contributor to the podcast.
Oh my gosh. As soon as I found out, I like pinged all my coworkers. I'm like, oh my God, check this out. So I thought I would throw that in.
Very nice. Our one listener will be like, "That's great. I have no idea what that is."
Right, right. GIS, yeah. My parents don't even know what it is. So, sorry. Mom and Dad, if you're listening, yes, you know what I do. Just, it's not GSI, okay?
It's CIA.
I work for the FBI. Secret's out.
That's why I like the X-Files so much.
Yeah.
That's what it's really like. Anyway, so I guess let's move into our topic for this evening.
Yeah.
How do you say that sound?
Yeah. Yeah, I will start us off. So,
Okay.
finding these movies was actually very difficult because
I'm sorry. Can I put a disclaimer in?
yeah, yeah.
For those of you who are listening and we're about to trash the very thing you like, but this is by no means. These are things we don't like.
Yeah, this is very personal.
Yeah, if you like these things, that's great. We're not going to criticize that no one should like these particular things. They're just things popular or mainstream that we're not a fan of. And we'll explain, hopefully, why we're not a fan of. And if you want to do a counterpoint to it, please feel free to send us an email at nick.culturecast@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Happy to hear your feedback and requests. So
But
just to put that out there.
yeah. So these movies or types of movies aren't movies. Well, to me, they aren't movies like Twilight, where they're just like so bad they're good. These are movies where you couldn't pay me to watch these for some reason or another. So the first one on my list is the Transformer movies.
More than meets the eye.
I hate these movies so much because it's so convoluted, and the times that I've seen these movies, even in theaters, I just have no idea what's going on. It's just a whole bunch of machines. There's so much CGI that it's just like, what the shit is happening? And they've never really made it like a close to Earth type of thing. That they've been sticking more with like an Avengers type thing, where it's like this is so out of reality. It's not reality, and that's where we're gonna stay. But I feel like in the movies they're trying to get into a more like a, I don't know, something that's more grounded in reality. Like we know we're just like robots, but we're actually doing this for a reason. So, what are your thoughts on Transformers?
I have no big opinions on it one way or another. I've
Yeah.
seen the first three. I actually kind of like the first one as
Yeah.
just being a adventure film. It was actually on HBO not that long ago, and I had it on in the background, and there's something goofy, kind of fun about it. The sequels, number 2 is awful. Number 3, although I think some of the strike had it, because there was a writer's strike right around the time they were making that one.
Yeah.
Number 3 is, it's okay. I think it had a good premise, but just kind of squandered it at the end. There's a lot of weirdness that happens at the end there.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Transformers leave, but they don't really leave. So in hindsight, they openly allow Chicago to be destroyed when they could have stopped it. But
Yeah.
I don't. I was never a Transformers fan growing up, so I don't have any ill will towards Michael Bay or those movies if they are or are not like the original cartoons. But there you go.
And I should preface that all but 9 of my items I have seen. So I do have some background, and I can actually vouch for these that I have stuck through the entire one.
So you're not like complaining for the sake of complaining without actually having done your research, so to speak.
Yes, all except for one. So, moving on to my next item are Will Ferrell movies made from 2004 to 2009. I hate all of his movies that he made between these years, and this includes like Dodgeball, or no, he wasn't in Dodgeball.
No.
What was it? Anchorman, Step Brothers, the ice skating one.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can't think
Blades
of
of
the name.
Glory. I just hated Will Ferrell during these times because it was just, I felt like they were just throwing him into everything. I also was going through some personal issues where one of my roommates pretty much owned Anchorman, Dodgeball, and Scrubs. And that's what I watched for 9 months during my school year. So it definitely is personal, but when you're watching a movie on repeat for that long, it's going to get to you. And it did. And then every other movie after that, until he did come back. I was very happy because I didn't like hating this guy. Because I had seen him on Will Ferrell years before that. I mean, I seen him on
SNL?
Yeah, SNL. And he was great. You know, just another great cast member. But then once he did all of these, I just felt like they just universalized him. Everything he was doing was just one-liners. They weren't actually developing on any sort of comedy or anything like that.
I Will Ferrell for me is really hit or miss.
Yeah.
When the first time I saw Anchorman, I thought it was funny, but subsequent times I just was like, this movie's kind of dumb. I think there's funny lines in it, but yeah, Talladega Nights was It's like it is what it is. I never saw Blades of Glory or Semi-Pro. Step Brothers, people either love or hate this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I've grown. It's grown on me, but I wouldn't go out of my way to see it. But yeah, Will Ferrell definitely had that phase, and he does it still today, where he plays the man-child.
Mm-hmm. But
And
he has broken out of it because
he has.
With Anchorman 2, you really see him as I don't know, something more evolved. The movie is.
Oh, really? I thought Anchorman 2 was garbage.
Well, I hated the first, so I came into this with an open mind because the movies that he's done before this, I was like, he's broken out of his rut, and so I appreciated it. Yeah.
We have to. I think I'm going to disagree with you on that one, but I do want to point out during the time period that you referenced, there are a couple of really good Will Ferrell movies where he's not playing like the man-child stereotype. Specifically, Stranger Than Fiction.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen that one, but it's more of a dramedy. It's not a straight-up comedy. And I guess this is after 2009, but Everything Must Go. They tend to be more dramatic roles as opposed to laugh out loud funny roles.
Yeah.
And I wish I could see him do more of that because he's actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
They say comedic actors make the best dramatic actors. Or is that the other way around? I don't remember. Either way, Will Ferrell is a pretty good dramatic actor. I wouldn't mind seeing him do more of that stuff. So
Yeah.
I think you'd like Stranger Than Fiction. It's a crazy movie.
Yeah. Gotcha. Oh, I will consider it. Yeah, and then I'll give one more, and then we'll move on to you.
Okay.
But this one is among three very similar ones. It's The Last House on the Left. Are you familiar with this movie?
I remember the name, but I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, let me just make sure I got that right because there's a lot of movies that kind of just ripped off the name.
Isn't that like a
Yeah.
like a 70s film that they remade recently?
Yes. Let me find the original. Yeah, 1972. Yes, Wes Craven. It's basically a rape and revenge movie. And that is what makes up the majority of my list, are just rape and revenge movies, which I really don't like. And it was because when I first started watching horror movies, like really seriously, I kept on trying to push it. Like, I want to see like the next extreme thing.
Mhm.
And I watched this movie and I said that is too extreme and kind of backed off because I felt like it kind of breaks the reason that you watch horror movies. This is just it's just disturbing. Nobody wants to see this happen. So why is Wes Craven, a very talented director, making something like this? It just doesn't really jog with my mind. Um, and yeah, yeah. I mean, I watched it once and I was like, okay, I'm pretty much done with it. So
I have nothing to comment on.
have you seen it?
I've not.
Okay. Yeah, there's just nothing entertaining about it. So, so what are some types of movies that you dislike or hate?
This isn't, and hate's a strong term, but
Mm-hmm.
uh, the I got a couple of things here, and I think the main reason why I dislike them all it's a related thing. So I'm going to talk about that at the end. But my first thing is Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I cannot stand
And have
Doctor.
you watched it?
I have
Yeah.
when the remake, or not the remake, but the reboot or the relaunch, whatever it was, when it came back about 10 years ago, it was getting a lot of early buzz.
Wait, is
So
Doctor Who Sherlock Holmes?
no, no.
Okay.
They have, I think they share some of the same writers,
Yeah.
but you think of the TV show Sherlock. Now, Doctor Who is like a British space alien who time travels and
He's an
fights.
alien?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah, he's a space. He travels in a phone booth, or
Yeah.
rather a police box. Which is it's small on the outside, it's bigger on the inside.
Yeah.
I'll give the show credit. It has a lot of cool ideas. When I first tried watching it about 10 years ago, because it came back, they remade it or relaunched it, I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. I hear a lot of good things. I'll give it a fair shot. And I watched an episode or two. I'm like, oh my God, I'm embarrassed just watching it.
Yeah.
It's so cheesy, and not in like the good way. It's incredibly campy, and just, oh my God, it makes my brain hurt, and it's just awful. It's just awful. I've seen bits and pieces, clips here and there throughout the years. Nothing to make me want to come back and give it a second shot. It's so, I don't know. I can't, I
Yeah,
just can't
yeah,
do it.
I haven't seen it, but I know that you are seeing stuff on Doctor Who everywhere, and I mean I haven't seen it, so I don't know what it's about. But yeah, I mean I do feel like it's a bit obsessive.
Yeah. And I'm not convinced that there actually are any American Doctor Who fans. This is just an anecdotal theory, but when you go online or you go to like C2E2 type conventions, there's always a large presence of Doctor Who, yay, Doctor Who, I'm dressing up like Doctor Who and all that. People act like it's the greatest show ever made in the world, but the American ratings on the show aren't really the greatest. I mean, they're not
Yeah,
bad, but it's the fan devotion versus reality is very skewed. So sometimes I wonder if people just they like the idea of Doctor Who, and so they'll be like, "I'm a Doctor Who fan," but they're not really a Doctor Who fan, if that makes sense.
yeah,
But I don't know that it's just oh my God, Doctor Who annoys me.
yeah. One of the things that amazes me about you and Zach are that you're so familiar with like the success of movies or like the ratings or what like if they made like a profit or loss, and that you guys like really follow that and understand it.
Well, I think it's interesting. It's I like studying in some ways trends.
Yeah, yeah,
And
because it shows a lot more than what everybody on Facebook is saying about it.
right, like, do you remember the movie Snakes on a Plane from about 10,
Yeah,
15
yeah,
years ago?
yeah,
That film had a huge online following, a lot of buzz, a lot of people were excited by it, so much so that they went back and refilmed it to add that line, I'm so tired of these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane.
Yeah.
But when the movie came out, it bombed horribly.
Yeah.
So, like, never take the internet's word on something that's going to be popular because they're almost never right.
Yeah.
That doesn't translate into actual movie going
Yeah.
trends. So, yeah. So,
Mm.
I don't know. I find that stuff interesting, but, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So, what about you? What's another one on your list?
All right. The next one is Crash, the movie from. Yeah, I think everybody knows
Starring
it.
Terrence Howard from the aforementioned Empire.
Yeah, it's got a whole bunch of people. It's got Ludacris, Sandra Bullock, Don Cheadle, Matt Dillon, Brendan Fraser, Ryan Phillippe, just a whole bunch of people. And my beef with this is that
You're a racist and thought the movie was wrong?
no, it's just there's so many things about so many bad things in the sense that it makes me angry, and I don't feel like it's ever fully resolved. Um, for instance, the movie Love Actually is a great movie, but it's not on my list. But I really don't like it because there's one storyline that's left unresolved it just bothers me, and it kind of ruins the movie. It's where the cheating husband and the wife kind of just like are just like
Yeah, we don't know what's going on with that.
right.
They do leave that kind of open.
That storyline kind of just ruins that movie, and I feel like in Crash, every single one of these storylines ends without a happy ending. And yes, it's a very fantastic movie in the sense that all these characters portray their characters to their fullest extent. Like, I cannot see Sandra Bullock as anything except a racist now. Because these images are imprinted in my mind. Maybe it's because I watched this movie like 10 times in high school in various classes. Maybe it's that, but it's just one of those movies where I'm just like, I'm sick of it. There's just so many things in here that I don't like. So,
That movie has gotten it was critically praised at the time, but it's gotten a bit of a backlash in recent years where critics are sort of looking at the film again and thinking, yeah, this isn't as great as we thought it was. Uh, I think there's I wouldn't say a movement, but a consensus that it probably should not have won the Oscar.
yeah.
That Brokeback Mountain, which I think was it released the same year? I can't recall. Yes, September 2. Yeah, that people kind of there's been a backlash thinking that well maybe Brokeback Mountain should have won instead,
Yeah.
which it totally should have.
I
But
haven't seen it yet.
it's a beautiful movie. Honestly, it really is. In terms of a romance film, yes, it's about two gay cowboys, which was a punchline at the time. But
Yeah.
looking aside, it's just a really good romance film.
Yeah.
With the hook of it being two guys. Anyway, the film has kind of gotten a backlash in recent years. So yeah, you're not. I don't think you're alone in that with your thoughts on Crash.
Moving on, it's very stupid, but it still bothers me. This is one of those that breaks the boundary of being so bad it's good. This is so bad it's trying to be good, but it's still just awful. It's called Thanksgiving.
I think we've talked about this one before.
It's just a stupid movie with a turkey as the murderer.
Oh, now I have to watch this.
No, you can't. It's just it's a low budget. There's nothing to see about it. For a name as great as that, it has to live up to something, because there are no Thanksgiving themed horror movies, and if Thanksgiving is the only horror themed Thanksgiving movie, it's got to live up to it. So there are 3 Thanksgiving movies.
Sweet.
One of them is like Gobble Gobble, and I don't know. The third one actually does start to improve. You start to see a little bit more of a production value to it, But after seeing the first two, I just could not get past it because for low budget movies like this, even though you may have one that's really good, you look at the entire series as an individual. Unlike, say, the Terminator series, where you could have the first one being okay and then the second one being great, and you could see T2 standing alone. Thanksgiving does not stand alone in this. It's just, I don't know.
We are that turkey looks amazing. We are going to totally watch this movie and do a commentary track. I don't know when, but oh my god, this film just looks so awful, but so awesome.
You're pushing the limits.
I know. I blame you have only yourself to blame. You introduced Thanksgiving to me.
Yeah.
Starring Turkey. Oh my god, he even has a name. That's awesome. Warning boobs in the first second. Oh, this is great.
Right.
Wait, did they have like a Thanksgiving 2 or is it just Thanksgiving 1 and then 3?
There was a Thanksgiving too. Let's.
Because I'm looking at the Wikipedia page, it says it was followed by a 2013 sequel entitled Thanksgiving 3. So I don't know if they just skipped 2 and went straight to 3, but
No, there was. I don't know where it is, but yeah, there certainly was. All right, I'm gonna go through one more. Yeah, just to get these two over with, because I just hate thinking about it. One is this is kind of a combination. One of is I Spit on Your Grave, which is just another revenge rape horror movie. It's very simple. I guess I should have joined those.
I've actually heard of that one.
I Spit
so
on Your
basically,
Grave.
if I'm understanding, you just don't like revenge rape films.
I don't like rape in films. That's pretty much it. And unless it's contributing to some part of the story, it's just I don't want to see it, and I will avoid a movie because of it.
No, I could.
And the other one to combine with that is The Human Centipede.
Oh my god. I've not seen it, but I know all about it.
So, and it's going back to my same point with Last House on the Left. You don't need to push it that far. There's a reason that we have a bar. It's not to be pushed. It's because nobody wants to see something that far, that intense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the fact that it got such a huge release and so many people wanted to see that, I just felt like it was deteriorating the horror genre. I mean, I know that we'll always have like a solid population of good horror directors, but you know, you throw one of these in and it just sours everything. So yeah, because now we see, I think there's like a third one, and it's just I don't want to see it, and I don't think that other people should see it.
So it's not a film you would recommend.
No.
The one thing that's interesting about the Human Centipede films, is that even though I haven't seen them, I've kind of read about them on Wikipedia. And what's actually kind of novel, I gotta give them credit for doing this, is that the movies, each movie, in each sequel, the previous movie is a movie in that, in the sequel. So in Human Centipede 2, the first Human Centipede's a movie within the movie. Like they're watching it. And then in the third one, 1 and 2 are movies in the world of the third one. So that's an interesting way to do a sequel. But anyway, let's move on. I'm gonna jump into one. Another thing that annoys me, and I'll explain all of my things that sort of annoy me that I just don't care much for, is they're all connected by a single similar thread, and I'll get to that at the end. The TV show Firefly.
Yeah.
Joss Whedon's Firefly and its follow-up film Serenity. This is a show that lasted 2 or 3 episodes before getting canned by the Fox network back in
Wait, did
2005.
you say it was canceled after 3 episodes?
It's like really early on. They produced 13. Um, Only 2 or 3 actually aired.
Mm-hmm.
In fairness, out of order, so it wasn't didn't have the opportunity to pick up a viewership. It sold very well on DVD. The movie went to they made a movie on it a couple years later. It bombed in the theaters, and people still talk about how this show is the greatest thing. I've seen a couple episodes. It's not bad. It's professionally done, but it's nothing I haven't seen before.
Yeah.
It's there's a lot of talk at the time. They're saying it's the anti Star Trek. I'm like, yeah, I saw an episode. It's just Star Trek, but it's basically similar along those lines, except they're more roguish. There's I didn't see what the big deal was, but fans go on and on that about the greatest thing in the show, and if you say any slight thing against it, it's you don't like Firefly, well fuck you,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like I don't see it. I don't hate it, but I don't see the big deal behind it.
Yeah.
But
I've never seen it, but Serenity always looked very good on Netflix.
I haven't seen the Serenity movie, so I can't judge that for its quality. But
But it is in the same universe, right?
yeah, it wraps up all the loose threads from the 13 episodes, the whopping 13 episodes they produced.
Yeah.
So
Gotcha. Um, all right, I have 3 more entries that I hate, dislike. I'm a very hateful guy right
you
now.
are like, man, I don't like certain things, but I don't hate it.
Well, I've been
Jeez.
thinking about this for a while, and I don't really think that justifies it. Just because I put a lot of thought into it makes it right.
Okay.
Um, but musicals, I do not watch them, and I guess I shouldn't say all musicals, but I have given enough of them a shot to know that I don't dig them. Um, they're just, I get no entertainment value out of them. I would rather watch a chick flick over a musical, just because there's just so much singing. And I'm just like, why can't you just talk to each other? Um, do you share any of this animosity towards singing movies?
No, not at all.
No?
Um,
Are there
I,
any musicals that you like in particular?
uh,
Besides the Anna Kendrick ones.
Anna Kendrick. I wouldn't consider those musicals per se, because they integrate they're doing music performances, so I don't consider that a musical.
No?
If I were to go with a musical, I would go with like a classic, like the ones made in like the '60s and everything like that. Like when they had the big Broadway musicals and they made movies out of them, because those tend to be good because they're based on a Broadway show.
Yeah.
More modern musicals are extremely tough to do because the best way to see a musical is seeing it on stage because that's where musicals thrive.
Yeah.
In film, you can do it, but it's just not quite the same experience. I don't mind musicals; I like them. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, I should
I,
preface that live musicals are fantastic. I mean, I would love to see anything live, which would make it a completely different experience.
right? Yeah. There's a. I'm trying to think. The movie Chicago actually did a pretty good job of giving the theatrics a movie filter. I thought they did a good translation. Moulin Rouge actually isn't too bad. It's a clumsy story, but in terms of pure spectacle, I think they were able to pull that off. Um, I didn't
Yeah.
mind the recent movie, not recent, I guess a few years old, but the film Hairspray that came
Yeah.
out, the remake of it that came out uh, 20, 2007, 2008. I kind of liked that film a lot too, only because it was really, really fun and it had Christopher Walken in it.
Yeah.
And John Travolta play his wife, and it's just a goofy, fun movie. So I mean, that one I didn't mind. I don't mind musicals. I mean, it's like any other movie. If the movie is good, I like it. If the movie's bad, I'll dislike it. So,
Yeah.
are you a fan of Disney films like Lion
Yes.
King or
Oh
Aladdin, things like
yeah,
that?
yeah, hands down. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like Snow White, like it was like one of the most influential movies on Dario Argento, um, like one of the greatest Italian horror directors out there, and yeah, it's I watched them. Those are one of the movies that me and the Graveyard Queen could really agree on.
Because I mean, a lot of those are musicals.
Yeah, but they're not actually on the screen. They're not actual people singing. So yeah, I guess when I say musicals, I'm referring to live action. Like, I guess I should just say high school musical. Because that's what it boils down to. Apparently, I haven't been
You
thinking
just
about
don't
it.
like High School Musical until you're taking it out on all musicals.
I guess I haven't been thinking about it long enough.
I haven't seen the High School Musical films, so I can't judge it, but I am not the audience for that. So there you go.
Why don't you move us along?
Okay, sure. Another thing that I'll mention, and I don't hate this, but I am getting frustrated with it, superhero films.
Yeah.
I'm just getting so burnt out by them. There's a new one that comes out feel like every month. There's a new one that comes out.
And they keep on getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, they get bigger and bigger. They're just soulless products, and they're only there like when they come out. No one cares about it. They only care about what's the next one going to be.
Yeah.
The threats are never that big because the behind the scenes stuff is so well known. Like you know that like Chris Evans, who plays Captain America, has X amount of films on his contract. So if you do the math, like, oh, okay, well, he still has at least two more movies, so he's not going to be in danger in this film,
Hmm.
or things like that. And it's tough to the stakes aren't there. It's just it's there's nothing bad about it, but it's like going to Burger King or McDonald's. Yeah, you can eat a hamburger and you'll be happy and it'll be good, but it's not good for you. It goes in and out without any thought
Yeah.
or anything else, and that's what these superhero films have become. They're just they have to hit the four quadrants. They're for everyone. They're disposable. They're forgettable. I don't care. Like just recently, the Batman Superman movie came out, and I'm probably one of the world's biggest Superman fans.
Yeah.
Big words, I realize, but I have no interest in seeing it. It's there. I, if I see it, I'm sure I'll see it eventually, but I'm not eager. Like Zach recently posted his review of Batman Superman, and he texted me beforehand. It's like, Nick, just so you know, I'm going to post this review. I don't want you to be spoiled. I'm like, I don't care. I don't care about the film. I feel like I know too much about it already.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm so burnt out on it, and I should be loving this era of superhero films. 'Cause I love comics. I love superhero comics. It's fun, but I miss it when superhero films actually had something to say, and they're more of a novelty than an actual like even Deadpool, which everyone was loving. I just had it was okay,
Yeah.
but
I remember I was working out the other day, and where we work at, there's a whole bunch of windows, and there's a whole bunch of kids who play outside. And I remember there was like a 9-year-old who had a Deadpool shirt on. And I was like,
that's called good parenting.
I don't know about that.
I'm being super sarcastic.
And I was just like, yeah, I don't know.
What's your next one here?
Remember the Titans from the 90s.
You don't like Remember the Titans?
It was a 90s film, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I think
maybe late
at
90s.
most 2000.
Okay, yeah, 2000. But yeah, this movie was I saw this movie so many times in school. It was
That's
just,
like the go-to substitute day movie.
yeah, dude, it was just hammered in. I could care less about what actually happened. It was just the fact that I had to watch this movie all the time. It was predictable. It was just be nice to one another. And there's just, I was sick of it. And it kind of carried on because I really don't care for sports movies either.
Hmm.
I feel like a lot of it is a lot of the filler in sports movies is just, sports. And I'm not really that big of a sports fan, so majority of this movie is regarding stuff that I am, completely uninterested in.
This movie is the quintessential high school football film that takes place during the 70s. Because I feel like after this movie came out, there were a lot of clones of this film,
Yeah.
some more high profile than others, and they all cover the same thing, like black players are coming to a white team. Are they going to get along? Which of course they always do,
Yeah.
and they win the championship. And someone probably gets injured in the middle of it, but it's uh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. I like the movie. I had nothing against it, but it's yeah. I could see how you can get burnt out on it.
Yeah. All right.
Um,
I have one last entry. And I should say that these aren't in any particular order. It's 50 Shades of Grey.
it's the greatest movie ever made. Are you kidding me?
I don't even know what to say about it. It was weird. I was like, stop hitting her. I don't know if she likes it. She
Oh,
says,
so you did see it?
oh yeah, I've seen all of these.
Oh, okay.
And I was just like, she says that she wants it, but it doesn't look like she wants it. So I don't know. You're just confusing the shit out of me.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, and it's just like this guy is just rich, and I'm like, I probably work for a guy like this, and I'm like, don't shove it in my face or something like that. So,
Well, I don't think you're the target audience for 50 Shades of Grey. It's what I like to call mom fiction.
yeah,
But I have no objection to the film. I haven't seen it, so I can't judge its quality or lack thereof.
yeah,
But I did an article about a year or so when the movie came out. There's so much controversy that surrounded it for the dumbest reasons that I'm not going to get into it because it's going to open up a whole can of worms. But just to summarize, people are stupid. They're complaining about the film for the wrong reasons. You had conservative groups who are upset that how dare they show, uh, this type of sex and kids are going to see it. I'm thinking, what kids are going to see this? If parents are smart, they're not going to take their underage daughters to see it. Conversely, underage guys are probably not going to want to see this movie either.
yeah,
Uh, and people who's targeted for, they know that the BSMD, did I say that right? BSMD is BMSD.
I don't know. I follow.
The whips and chains are the way. It's not a true way of how people who actually practice this. It's not realistic. People know this. They watch it for like the little thrill that they get from it. And then the people who are into BSMD were complaining about the movie because it's not accurate.
Yeah.
They're oppressing us. It's like, no, you're not an oppressed group, but you trivialize people who are oppressed, like people of color and people who are LGBT. You're into a kink. You're not an oppressed group. So that's I'll get off my little soapbox there. But I don't know. There's so much stupid things that people were complaining about.
Yeah.
Oh, but oh well, that's neither here nor there. So
Mhm.
I just had one other thing that I'm not the biggest fan of. I just can't stand it. No other reason other than it's just not for me.
Hey, you don't need a reason.
Yeah, anime. I don't like anime.
Yeah.
I don't like the animation style. That's kind of what it boils down to. And some stuff that I saw, which I might be reading into it too much, but it just seemed too self-important. But I know that's not all anime, and I just don't like the animation style.
Yeah.
But
It's a whole industry that I'm
it's a
just...
huge thing, and it's not. I don't think it's as popular as it once was about 10, 15 years ago, but it's definitely a thing. Going back to my thing like Doctor Who, Marvel films, and Firefly, I think the biggest thing that makes me turn against these films or these pop culture elements is not the actual thing itself, but the fans, specifically the online fans. They could be extraordinarily passionate about, Doctor Who or about Firefly, and you say one thing against it, and you're called every name in the book. You don't like what I like? Well, fuck you, you stupid bleepity bleep bleep bleep. I'm gonna come to your house and bleep 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 and punch you in the nuts. It's like, get some perspective, guy. And then of course they'll turn around and be like, football, that's stupid. It's like, people like different things. Just
Yeah.
because you don't like something doesn't mean other people aren't allowed to like something. And it's the fans that really, really ruin it. With the superhero movies, this should be a golden age for me, because like I said, I love comics and superheroes. I should be like, all right, Captain America giving a punch, a good socceroo to, the whoever the bad guy is. But the fans just ruin it because there's so much snipping. I'm tired of the DC versus Marvel bullshit. I'm tired of hearing they should give the X-Men rights back to Marvel. That's not going to happen as long as X-Men continue to be a profitable movie series, which it is. It's bullshit snipping and entitlement. I hate entitlement. It's at least in regards to like entertainment. I just hate that. It annoys me, and it makes me value these properties less. If people weren't all like, "Yay, Doctor Who is the greatest thing in the world," you don't like Doctor Who, well, you suck balls. I probably wouldn't have any objection to it. But the online fans, which I know is a microscopic example of, or yeah,
Microcosm.
yeah, it's a small amount
Yeah.
of the overall fan base, but it ruins it for me. Like, I'm a big believer, like, hey, you like what you like. I don't really care. Doesn't mean if you like Twilight, people like Twilight, fine. I don't mind Twilight. It's not good. I recognize that. It's kind of cheesy and dumb, but I'm entertained by it, and that's all that should matter.
Hmm.
If other people don't like it, that's fine, but you shouldn't put down others if you don't like something. And I feel that the people who do that make me like something less.
Yeah.
Or mostly the ones who are like over enthusiastic thumbs up on it, because it's obnoxious, and it makes me not like things.
Yeah.
So I shouldn't let other people influence me, but I can't help it. I just do.
Yeah.
So, but that's that. So I don't know. Do you have any final thoughts on tonight's topic? We kind of breezed through a bunch of different things.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get hate mail. Maybe not.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe no one's listening for all I know.
Maybe we'll get some hate mail on our hateful podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't want to sound like I'm a hateful guy. It's just I've been doing a lot of thinking about it, because we watch a lot of movies, we watch a lot of TV,
Yeah,
and
it's kind of sad if you think about it.
well, it gives me pleasure, and as superficial as it may be, I like it.
Hmm.
So yeah, and on the contrary, if we did a podcast about shit that we do like, we would be talking for hours on end.
Hmm.
So it's just I've got a lot of time to filter these things out. So
I would love to do, and this would require some more research, I think, on us. I would love to do like a counterpoint to this episode down the line,
yeah,
where we talk about things that we like, but everyone else seems to hate.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Like really bad horror movies that aren't Sharknado. Like everything that I watch, and yeah,
I mean, yeah, even like if you want to take it to the next level, like things that we like that we can't understand why it gets so much hate. Like, I like the movie Superman Returns. I think it's a decent flick,
yeah,
but the internet crucifies that movie. And while I know it has its weak spots. I acknowledge that,
yeah.
but not to the extent that I feel that the online reception to it deserves. But oh well, that's another discussion for another day. All right. Well, thank you once again for talking about things we don't like.
Yeah.
And next week, folks, we'll have a brand new episode. Not sure what the topic will be. Or maybe we do know what it is, and we're going to surprise you. I just blew your mind, didn't I? So, all right, everyone. You have a good night, and we will talk to you later.
All right, take care.
You're listening to the all-new CultureCast, Chicagoland's finest podcast.